We left the national park where we did the hike. We drove about 30 minutes. We're headed east again, and we have made it back to the city of Knysna. This is where we were when we discovered our alternator problem and had to do some backtracking for finding parts and stuff like that. So we're back on track, right, Curt?
Back on track.
Back on track. Still need to install the part, but that's okay. We've got it, and that's the hard part. We're back on track in Knysna.
So far, we are loving this garden route. And right here in Knysna, the feature is the heads. And the heads are two giant sandstone structures that sort of mark as a gate for the Knysna lagoon. And we've parked on this and looked out over this lagoon, but it's been our plan before we had the mechanical failure to head up here. And so we found this nice little pizza restaurant, which is where we're going. And spoiler alert, just up the hill, there might be a place for us to wild camp. Let's go get some pizza.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, excuse me, thank you.
Hi guys, welcome back. Have you decided?
Is that almonds?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are executing the plan today. As planned, we came out here to the heads and we had pizza. So good. Such a yummy pizza. We had like this, I don't know, vegetarian with artichokes and all kinds of olives and crazy stuff, gorgonzola cheese sauce. It was so good. And then we had what they called the dirty mac and cheese, and it was just a giant plate of macaroni and cheese with like bacon and little crispy stuff on top. And so it was really, really good. We enjoyed it. But anyway, afterwards, and we just had stunning views the whole time we're eating, chowing down, and we looked up and I met the couple. We met the couple from Germany on the hike this morning. Well, they were also in the restaurant. And so we went over and said hey to them. And those guys only have another week in South Africa. They're down here visiting, but there's a possibility we may even run into them again as they bounce along this little coast right here. But there's a little viewpoint over here. I wanted to come out and take a little closer look at the water. And here's a lot of people who come down to this little point and play on the rocks. And there's also a little trail along here in viewpoints. So it's really, really breathtaking. You can see where the river dumps out in the ocean. Not too long ago, maybe a couple videos ago, we slept over there on that island and had a beautiful view down this causeway. And then we had our regulator problem with our alternator. So anyway, we are back, and tonight we are gonna try to wild camp up on top of this cliff. There's a couple parking places up there we're gonna try to slip into. So anyway, what a beautiful spot. We'll go check this out and get back on the road.
We drove the van right up the eastern head, which is the one that's easily accessible, hoping to find a secret little wild camp spot near the viewpoint. But you know the van life struggle. Finding a level patch can be an Olympic sport sometimes. We pulled into the parking lot, and Curt maneuvered us all over this thing, trying to find a place we could sleep for the night. But we quickly realized there is no way we were going to get the rig level. If you've ever had your head lower than your feet all night, well, you know that is a recipe for zero sleep and total misery. It was a bust for camping, but the views up here are just too stunning to leave just yet. Now this channel between the two heads is wild. Historically, it is one of the most treacherous passes in the world for ships. But today, it's just pure drama. The contrast between the sheltered, peaceful lagoon on one side and the deep blue Indian Ocean pounding the cliffs on the other is incredible. Knowing that this lagoon is a protected estuary, home of the tiny Knysna seahorse, just makes it feel even more special. Curt launched the drone right up from the overlook to capture the intense meeting point of the lagoon and the Indian Ocean, between the water and the rock. It was a sight that we had to capture from above. We got the shots, packed up our unleveled van, and decided that comfort would win for the night. We drove back down to level ground. And found a lovely spot on a beach on Leisure Isle, where we actually camped in the last video. Safe, sound, and perfectly level. Knysna is giving us the views and the challenges, but now it's giving us a perfectly quiet place to call home for the night.
Well, we were a little worn out from that hike yesterday, so we slept good last night. And fortunately, we found this flat spot. It's a repeat spot, but yeah, it's just really a beautiful spot. We slept well, and we got some exciting stuff going on. Sorry for the interruption, but right now we are headed to Harkersville for the Harvest Time Farmers Market. It's a short drive. Now, most of you know we've been traveling full-time for over 6 years to 4 continents and 51 countries, and that currently we're in South Africa. And for those of you who maybe don't know, we have been most recently traveling along the Whale Coast and the Garden Route. Now, we always love outdoor markets because they represent many of the delights, foods, cultures, and traditions of the region. So, if you've watched all our videos since we left Cape Town, I bet you can guess some of the things that we might find at this market. But for those of you who missed a few episodes, this is a quick recap before we head into the market. For the record, we stayed in Cape Town for a while, and we had a lot of cultural experiences there. But we're going to start with our trip leaving Cape Town. We headed around the coast around False Bay here, which is known for a huge population of great white sharks. And we headed down the coast, which is called the whale route to Betty's Bay. Now, obviously, we're scanning the coast for whales. The mountains are off to our left, the Atlantic Ocean's to our right. Betty's Bay was host to a big penguin colony, and so that was super cool. And we saw lots of cormorants and other cool birds and wildlife before we continued on the coast to Hermanus, which was a special place thanks to Nick and Ula, who were the most amazing, gracious hosts we've ever had. And they showed us all around their town and surrounding area. We went down and ate abalone on Walker's Bay, where we could just see the southern white right whales breaching out there while we had lunch. We walked around the town. They took us on rides through the country where we saw the biodiversity of the floral culture there for the first time. We went up and had some wine tasting. South Africa is known for its delicious wines. And then, well, we had to go on a boat ride because this is where the southern right whales have their babies. And Hermanus was a magical place. But then we headed inland, and at Stanford, we kind of went through the rolling hills and farms through these stunning canola fields. And we were really caught off guard by these. People had told us about riding through the canola fields. We were blown away. We ended up staying the night at a farm stay, and lo and behold, the host had a flower factory. She gave us a tour, and we learned so much about the flowers, including the protea, which the protea is also the flower of South Africa, their state flower. But we headed on back to the coast where we went to Strauss Bay. And for Strauss Bay, we spent our first night looking at the Indian Ocean. And so this is the place where the Indian and the Atlantic Ocean meet. And down in La Agulas, which we headed to, is the southernmost point of all of Africa, the place where the two oceans meet, and a really cool spot. But after that, we headed north, and we went inland, and we stopped at a little national park called Bodabok National Park. For those of you who watched the videos know we had an amazing shot of two hartebeests locking horns right in front of us. It was dramatic. It was cool. And then we headed up to the Berry Guest Farms where we went birding and did some other cool hikes before heading up to Trudeau Pass. Now, this was a winding mountain pass that took us up to a higher elevation, more of a deserty feel. Actually, it took us up to Route 62, which is similar to the U.S. Route 66. So a deserty area. We stopped in at Berrydale at this old retro diner, keeping theme with Route 62. Snow had a delicious milkshake, and I had a big fat cheeseburger. And we were happy, headed down 62. We enjoyed the scenes, all the quirky little towns and the restaurants along that route before we stopped in Oudtshoorn. And in Oudtshoorn is where we saw the ostrich farm tour. And if you guys missed that, that was pretty special. But our inverter had fallen apart, and so we had to go down to George and pick one up. And in George, we backtracked to Mussel Bay, and that was a really, truly gorgeous place with some nice hikes, some nice scenery over the sea, and we enjoyed that. It was a bit of a backtrack before we headed on. And sort of the next area that we went through was Sedgefield, and Sedgefield's where we met the people who helped us pick up our regulator. And then we went on to Knysna, the home of the heads, and also just a really cool spot. I should say that somewhere between there, we also stayed at the Ebb and Flow. We went birding in there. All along this little coast, along these mountainsides, there's so many little forests and mountains and biodiversities and birds and flowers. And as I've been telling you guys, this Southern Africa coast is stunning. We've had a great time, but guess what? We're at the market, and I'm hungry. All right, now Snow and I view breakfast differently. So we're here at the market, and I went to the booth to get the Bundu breakfast. And this is the full Monty. I got 2 bacon here, 2 sausage, there's homemade seed bread, 2 eggs, and that's a corn fritter right there, grilled tomato, black coffee. Look at this, guys. And what'd you get, Snow?
I got a latte, and I went to the Mediterranean restaurant, and I'm getting French toast with fruit and granola, and I think it comes with some bacon. We'll see.
All right, guys, and we have yet to explore this
That
market.
corn fritter's good.
We have yet to explore this market, but just kind of walking in here to get breakfast, I see some of the local flowers that we saw when we did our tour of the factory. So I'm anxious to walk around and see some of the local fairs.
It's nice.
Holy Toledo, what is that?
French toast with bacon and bananas, I guess.
And cream and the flowers.
Yogurt.
Look at that, guys.
It's good. I had to wait on it though. But Kurt's already done. Look at Kurt's plate.
Mine was terrible, guys. Look at that. First Macrons. These are nice. I like these.
And they can be outside. They're very solid. They can get wet. All South African birds.
Wow, beautiful.
Even the big ones are solid.
Nice.
Can go in the suitcase easily.
Crocodiles? Oh my goodness, I didn't know we're eating crocodiles.
And if you wanna put them in the house and you wanna dry, wipe them with the dry cloth, the wet cloth, you can.
How much are they for a string?
$320 for the mobiles and $280 for the single.
Thank you. I love them though. They're beautiful. Nice work. Okay. Morning. Good. How are you? Are these yours? Did you make them? Wow, he's very talented. Morning.
Take a look.
What is it? What is it?
This is the best sauce you'll ever try, bro. Mr. Mark's Sticky Golden. Go check this out. No MSG. I'm using natural non-GMO fruits in my ingredients list. Doesn't look like a number plate, bro. Promise you, nice and clean. None of that weird stuff. Try one.
What is it?
It's a marinade, basting, cooking sauce, and a dip all in one. Literally, this thing's got more uses than duct tape and super glue, bro. Don't be shy.
Does it clean my wheels in my van?
Mix it with a bit of Monster, it probably could, yeah. But it makes it killer sticky when you're really good chicken, really good lamb. And honestly, dude, it's going to be the best ribs you've ever had in your life.
Are you Mark?
I am indeed, bro. What do you think?
It's pretty good. It's pretty tangy.
Sweet. Yeah,
It's like a sweet and sour, yeah.
No, it is good. So it's nice clean as well, but it's none of that e-junk, so nice and soft on your tummy. You don't get any indigestions or heartburn.
I don't do that, Joe. I'm coming.
What do you think?
It's good, man.
Here we go.
It's good. I think you're going to sell out today.
Thank you so much.
All right, this place is a signature place here at the market. And you can see they've served almost 1 million eggs since 2004. Look at that. 385 kilos of bacon. And I came in and got the breakfast about an hour ago. And there is a line down here. Look at this line. And there was been a line the whole time. I got the full Monty, which was 82 and a coffee. So it was like 100 in total, which is about $5. And biltong, I should tell you about biltong and braai. That's braai is a huge culture here. It's a barbecue culture, cooking with wood. You guys have seen that. But this is biltong, and it is kind of like beef jerky in the U.S. And as popular as beef jerky is in the U.S., biltong is even more popular here. It is really super, super, super popular. You see it in all the grocery stores, all the markets. There's a lot of freestanding stores that sell it. And anyway, it's a popular part of their culture. And as we come through here, I'm looking for snow, but also the flowers. And we've taken you guys to the flower factories. And anyway, it's just kind of cool to see all the local flowers. And they're not their traditional flowers that we'd be used to seeing in the US. And so that's really cool. And oh, she's already back here. So Anyway, this is a really cool market, and we are recognizing a lot of the authentic goods. We've been here in South Africa for so long and met so many of the beautiful people. And so we are recognizing all kinds of sort of the South African staples.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys!